Hello, Professor McFall, and anyone else who may be watching this. My name is Travis Wong, and this is the extra credit for the book. I chose the book "Talking to Strangers" by Malcolm Gladwell because I also read his other book, one of his other books in high school, David and Goliath. And so to start off, "Talking to Strangers" by Malcolm Gladwell explores the complexities of human connection and interaction with unfamiliar people. Um, Gladwell also talks about like various case studies and historical events on like dissecting um, how to understand misunderstandings and misinterpretations that can occur between different strangers. He discusses other things such as truth, transparency, um, and he also uh, highlights the influence of other people's perceptions and judgments of other people. Um, and the book uh, ultimately talks about human behavior and the dynamics of communication in the world. And so the book connects to the ones who walk away from the Omalas because they both talk about the morality and societal norms and the sacrifices that are made for the greater good. And talking to strangers, um, in the book, it states that the quote, "To assume the best about another is the trait that has created modern society." And I think that it connects to the theme um, of the ones who walk away from the Omalas, because they both talk about the consequences and um, societal norms of like trust and belief. And so the next one, it connects to thinking as a hobby because they both talk about the complexities of human behavior and cognition. And talking to strangers also dives deep into like the nuances of communication and interpretation, while thinking as a hobby explores different levels of thinking and their consequences. Um, a quote uh, from thinking or from sorry from talking to strangers was that the right way to talk to strangers is with caution and humility, and I think that it reflects like the approach to understand others, um, and the importance of like critical thinking and self-awareness in going through like interpersonal relationships. And the third thing is it connects to Harrison Bergeron because they both address the themes of conformity and the consequences of societal norms. So talking to strangers examines like how people conform to societal expectations, um, and Harrison Bergeron explores a dystopian society where there is extreme equality through like oppressed measures at like an extreme rate. And a quote that I found for this one was the conviction that we know others better than they know us. And I think that that quote relates to like conformity and individuality, um, because they both explore the dangers of assumptions and the consequences of societal expectations. The next one, I think that talking to strangers connects to the damned human race because they both explore flaws and complexities of human nature. Talking to stranger talks about the misunderstandings and biases that occur in human interactions, and the damned human race examines various aspects of human behavior and society. And a quote I found for that was, "We think that we can easily see into the hearts of others based on the flimsiest of clues." And I think that when he says that, he means like they talk about arrogance and arrogance and like talking about like the complexities of human nature. And yeah, and next, so I kind of grouped these up together because I think that, um, well, because Professor, you grouped them up together. Uh, Self-reliance, civil disobedience, and allegory of the cave. Um, I think the reason why you grouped these together was that each of these works challenges just conventional thinking, and it makes the reader question societal norms and authority. Um, Especially Allegory of the Cave. I think that one really just makes us question about authority and like um, just right from wrong, morality, like self doing like what we think is right versus what the government thinks is right. And I think that it just talks about human behavior and nature of communication. And a quote I found for this one was, "Today we are now thrown into contact all the time with people whose assumptions, perspectives, and backgrounds are different from our own." And I think when he talks about backgrounds and perspectives, all of them are different. He emphasizes on individualism and um, nonconformity. And I think both of these uh, both of those perspectives and backgrounds, they just talk about, we should be more communicative and we should express our thoughts clearly. And so the next one was um, was talking to strangers and Concussion, which was the whistleblower film that I chose. And Concussion was basically, um, I think that was an ethical dilemma because Dr. Well, what's it called? Dr. Omalu, he tries to do the right thing and he keeps on pushing towards the fact that CTE and brain injury should be more of a, well, make it more known because the NFL was trying to hide it. And um, I think both of these connect because of inconvenient truths and uh, conflicting interests. So, quote I chose for this one was, "The holy fool is a truth teller because he is an outcast." And I think it resonates with Concussion because it highlights the courage and sacrifice of individuals who challenge the system and pursue the truth and justice, especially like Dr. Omalu did, even though every time he got shot down. And lastly, um, talking to strangers encourages like critical thinking because it makes readers question their assumptions about human behavior and connection. And you know it talks about the importance of skepticism and just like careful interpretation of through interactions because words are very powerful. um I think that everything that we hear just like influences influences us on the way that we act, how we talk, um, just basic communication. And I think being aware of that and just like learning how to critically think will make us like more aware. And yeah, so I liked Talking to Strangers, the book, because of the complex concepts of psychology that they had in the book. And I think that the use of like real life examples and case studies keeps like me engaged because like I'm thinking like, oh shoot, like this happened in real life. You know what I mean? Like it's not like some fictional thing because when I read fiction, I don't really get interested. And something that I disliked about the book was that it can like oversimplify, social phenomena, and I think that it overlooks like certain nuances of human behavior. So like I think that like they group certain human behavior in like one big group. But overall, I would recommend the book to people who are interested in psychology, communication, and yeah. Thank you for watching my video on the book and how it connected to all the other readings that we've done in the class. And yeah.